Yo, what's poppin'? It's Tommathan, and we have news from the Boston Uprising that Pre is their new general manager. Now, Pre was the GM of the Washington Justice since 2020, and there's been a lot of great words about him, about how he treats his players really well. He's a great guy to be around, all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of a shakeup for Boston. Because I'm not saying Huck is like a bad person or anything like that, but he was very much like Moneyball. He was about the dollars. And Boston, as an org, don't have the best history of treating their players well. Laurie getting into some scuffles with not scuffles, but like some disagreements with some of the players, like Punk being constantly benched for someone new. Uh, like since he's been on Boston, I just can't keep him down. Things like that. I think with Pre, it kind of brings in a new culture for Boston that I'm quite interested to see. And the rosters he's had on Washington have been good on paper. They just haven't, come to terms with how good they should be. They haven't lived up to expectations. And the biggest thing about Pre that I'm concerned about is Supreme should not have been the coach for as long as he was. There is just no world in which you don't fire Supreme earlier. And is he too soft? Is the question. Like, why was Supreme not there? They didn't do anything with such a great roster for so long, and there were always clear coaching issues consistent through metas, right? Where there were the wrong aggressions, lack of aggressions, and that was like the core thing for Washington. It's not like, oh, their players aren't good enough. They have Decay, Fury, they had all these guys, and it's like they should have been super good, but they never were. So if the team starts to go a little wrong, I'm worried that Pre won't be able to step up and, you know, fix it like he kind of needs to. But we'll see. I am very hopeful that this is a good move for Boston, and I'm hyped to see what he does and who he brings in and who he ships out. There's a lot of core pieces with Boston there that you can argue you can build around, but you don't have to. Like Valentine, Punk, Crimzo. A lot of these players are really good. Faith, even. You could build around them. You could keep them as your core, or you could just say, we're just going to build it ground up, figure it out ourselves. So interested to see what he does. And now, next one. The Houston Outlaws are saying goodbye to Creative, Doge, and Lep. So I don't know if they'll have more to come, but no surprises here, really. I mean, Creative's a bit of a surprise because you just traded for him, but they kind of wanted to get rid of Iris, it felt like. And Iris, I'll get into who won that trade once we know where Iris is next season. If Iris is still with Soul, then you can maybe think that Soul has a bit of an advantage in the trade because they get to keep their asset for longer. But if Iris is also gone, who actually won the trade? I'd go towards Houston, maybe. I'll make a video on that once I know the contract status of both players. But Lep, he had a pretty good showing on the Lucio for the most part. I saw in the Junker Queen meta, he was pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if a lower budget team picks him up, maybe a Vancouver Titans, a Paris Eternal, or a Vegas Eternal, sorry, something like that. I think he was solid, but Doge, I don't think Doge has any future in Overwatch League at all. Like, he just looked awful the entire way through, from start to finish, of all of his gameplay. And I just can't see any other team taking a chance on him next season, at least. Maybe he'll improve more. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to be bad forever, but he certainly was not good this season. Maybe bottom 3 tank, probably. Like, it just wasn't great. But this does open up that they only have Lastro as a backline right now, so they're definitely getting another support, right? They have to, unless Dante goes over there. Maybe Dante goes support. He could do it. But the question with this is Lastro your flex support or your main support going into next season? What are you doing with Lastro? You can do either. You could get another flex support, and then you have 2 players that are competent in playing both double flex support and flex support main support. Hopefully, you don't get another double main support meta. But even then, who knows? So I'm interested to see what their goal is with Lastro, because I think it could go either way. I think his Lucio was good. It wasn't like exceptional, but it was solid. His flex support was still definitely better whenever he did get the opportunity to play it. But they felt good enough to have Lastro go into last season with being the main support. So maybe they feel good enough about it this season as well, and they just want to have a hyper flex support. I could see that. Very interested in what's going on there. So I'll keep my eyes on that, I guess. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts on these moves. Let me know if you think Pre's going to be a good GM. You know what you think Houston's going to do with that backline style. Where is Lastro playing? What position? Who knows? But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe if you really liked it. And have yourself a good one. Deuces.